Yeah, definitely. So moving on from that card, we're gonna go back into, I would say, this past weekend and actually recap the last Shakur Stevenson fight. He fought there. Wow, I know you weren't able to watch it, but I took out the time to watch it today. Shakur Stevenson essentially from the second round dominated the fight, and making short of essentially what happened. Like dropped him, I would say, like in the second and fourth round, and then leading to the finish in the sixth when the referee just kind of stopped it. Like it was pretty much just a dominant performance from Shakur Stevenson. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're saying that the fight that they want him to, or they're speculating about next, is the Devin Haney fight. Wow,
Yeah.
what do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. That's best versus the best that everybody wants to see. Um, for the listeners and viewers that follow boxing, I think that you should already be aware of Devin Haney. He's the undisputed lightweight champion right now. He owns all of the four belts, the four belts that matter. Nobody cares about the other titles, but the four belts, which is the WBC, WBO, WBA, and the IBF lightweight championships. And he's defending against Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a former unified lightweight champion, so that's a big fight on ESPN. If Devin Haney gets past Lomachenko, Devin Haney has some options because now it's probably going to be okay. You can do Devin Haney versus Shakur, which is a big fight, and I'm pretty sure ESPN will love to make that fight. All the fighters are in house, all the belts are in house. It should be easy to get done. But you also have, on the other hand, Devin Haney versus the potential of fighting Tank Davis because Tank is fighting Ryan Garcia soon. And if Tank wins that fight, like a lot of people think he will, Tank is also in line for a shot at the belts. And I think that when you talk about the money making fights, which is boxing's biggest priority, mind you, they're going to go with the Tank fight. They're gonna explore that first. Hey, if we could get the Tank fight done, we're going to get this done. And Devin Haney already says that he will stay at 135 to fight Tank. Um, I think it's good, man. I think it's good. Shakur fighting Devin Haney is a great fight. I would like to see that fight because we'll see who's the best. But I don't know if Shakur will get Devin Haney next because we have to wait to see if Devin Haney even wins. And if Devin Haney does win against Lomachenko, then we got to see if Tank wins. Because if Tank wins against Ryan Garcia, now there's going to be a log jam because you're going to be like, okay, who's going to fight the champion next? Is it going to be Shakur or Tank? So we'll see. I think it's for the lightweight division of boxing right now. I think this is healthy for them because they probably haven't had this in a minute.
Who would you say you have in the Tank fight coming up for this? I guess not upcoming weekend. It's happening on the 22nd, correct?
Yes.
Who do you have in that fight coming up?
Tank, man, I do. I'm not counting out Ryan Garcia like a lot of people. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this should be a breeze for Tank. Go in there, knock him out, and then walk out with millions of dollars." I don't think so. I think that Ryan is going to make the fight competitive. I think in the later rounds, Tank is going to. I think Tank will put him away. I think Tank has the real possibility to put him away before they even hit the 10th round, the championship rounds per se. But I think Ryan Garcia will make this fight a bit competitive. Now, if Tank goes in there and knocks him out within 4 to 5 rounds, then I guess what they were saying about Ryan Garcia being the Instagram boxer is true. He got wiped out pretty quickly. But if this fight goes on to the ninth round, 10th round, they'll go to show, okay, Ryan Garcia is legitimate, but unfortunately, he just lost to the better boxer. But I'm picking Tank by KO. Probably, I'll say KO by the ninth.
To me, it's kind of funny because like it really is like that. Like Tank, if he wins, like I guess I would say the more, what's the best way to put it? Like Tank, the boxers who've actually been boxers would feel like more verified if he wins. But Ryan Garcia, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are wanting him to win for the sake of what he does online and his reels on Instagram and social media. So, like, to me, I think this is an interesting matchup to make. But I would think that Tank, with his, especially him fighting more often, would actually have more of a leg up in this fight. I think he
Yeah.
also hits hard enough to make a difference in this fight as well. I'm not saying he's necessarily going to knock him out, but I think that, the possibility is definitely there. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see when that fight happens in a couple of weeks. But after that, that's probably when you can expect to see us again, listeners.
Well, who are you picking?
Oh, Tank.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tank.
Okay. Um, yeah, listener. So we'll be tuning into that fight as well because that's a big fight for boxing. Boxing needs a big fight like this, and they're definitely getting one this year. Actually, is looking kind of good for boxing. I'm not gonna lie, it is. So, this is one of many good fights that boxing has for this year, and Nigel and I will definitely be tuning in. And when we return to the highly advised MMA, not only will we recap the Holloway Allen fight, we'll give our thoughts of Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, and then we'll probably be previewing the next fight night card or pay per view, whatever falls in line. Um, as another thing, listeners, we are going to do bi-weekly episodes. Our March Madness is over. We're back in the swing of things. So for the highly advised MMA podcast, it will be a bi-weekly thing. Um, so next week you're not going to really hear from us, but the week after that it should be a loaded show because we all have a lot of things to speak about and bring to your guys' attention. If something really crazy happens between now and the next episode, I'm pretty sure Nigel and I will put our minds together and we'll sneak in an episode before the normal expected release. So that's just all I got. Nigel, is there anything you want to say to the listeners? You want to let them know what you got going on. You want to let them know that you like eating chitlins, and you want to let them know anything positive about what you got going on in your life, maybe a special lady. I'm
um,
just joking.
what I will say is that the information that they really should be focused on is the place where they can follow us, which is the Highly Advised Podcast on YouTube, Advised Highly on Twitter, Highly Advised Podcast on Instagram, Relax and No G underscore Jackson, Big Cozy, Too Cozy. We're here for the people. If not anything else, we will see y'all in a couple weeks. Until then, have a good night. Enjoy.
or good
Peace.
or good morning if you listen to this in the morning, or good afternoon if you're listening to this.
Good day.
And don't forget to acknowledge us.
Peace.